don't come to the wedding today, okay? I don't want any hacks like you at my wedding. It would be super embarrassing for everyone if you came.
Huh? What? This is Lana, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Richie's girlfriend?
No, I'm Richie's fiancé. I'm sure you remember me. We only met a few days ago. You were at the bridal shower, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember that. But something seems off. Did I do something wrong? I don't want to get off on a bad foot considering we're about to become in-laws.
I can't call a hag like you my older sister. Maybe my hag-in-law.
What? Is this really Lana? You were so nice to me when we met at the chapel the other day.
No, it's definitely me. I only plan on getting married once in my life, so it has to be absolutely perfect. And you being there would really just bring down the whole vibe.
I get wanting to have a perfect wedding, but is my age really that big of a problem? I'm like 32. I'm not that old.
It's still a problem. Having a hag-in-law that's that old? It's just… All my friends will definitely make fun of me with you around. You're just such a millennial. It's so embarrassing. You should just say you're sick and that you have to miss the wedding.
Well, what does Richie think about this? I'm pretty sure he's going to want his own sister at his wedding.
I haven't said anything to him about it. Why would I? Obviously, he wants you there. But what matters is what I want. It's my wedding, so you better just come up with some excuse.
Richie is going to be pretty unhappy if I'm not at the wedding. I mean, he's a nice guy. I'm sure he'd understand if I was sick or something. But he's going to want me to be there.
He won't say anything if you get a sudden stomach bug and can't be there. Anyway, I'm doing this for Richie's benefit too. It's just as embarrassing for him to have his haggardly old sister shuffling around his wedding.
I don't think he'd ever think that. He's not the kind of guy to care about those kinds of things.
Obviously, he cares about it less than I do, but that doesn't mean it's not still kind of humiliating.
I really don't think he'd be okay with this. Actually, I feel like he'd be upset if he knew you even asked.
Yeah, probably. Maybe don't tell him I said anything to you about it then. He doesn't need to know. We're both busy with all the prep for the wedding, so we don't need any drama distracting us.
Well, I don't want to upset him. But I'm not sure you should be dictating what I can and can't say to my own brother. If I want to talk to him about whether or not he wants me at the wedding, I'm gonna do that.
You're so selfish. Everyone your age is so self-centered and stuck up. Just let me have this, okay? You're gonna ruin my wedding if you show up. Maybe I should just block you. And I can block you on his phone too. It'd be way easier than dealing with all your complaining.
I haven't been complaining about anything. You were the one that came to me with this ridiculous request and I just told you no.
Girl, stop. I don't have time for all of this. I have a wedding to prepare for, and if you won't cooperate, I'm not going to be able to get everything done. Women like you just don't get it. It's so tough being a pretty girl like me. Having people like you running around ruining things is so annoying. Hopefully, once Richie and I settle down and have some kids, I won't have to deal with you.
I hope you haven't said anything about this to anyone else. Especially not my parents.
No, of course not. Why would I? It would be an awful first impression for my new in-laws to think I tried to keep their daughter from coming to their own son's wedding. I'm not stupid.
Well, you should probably keep it that way.
I'm planning on it. I don't want anything to ruin my wedding. This is the most important event in any woman's life. Not that you'd know.
I'm not gonna put up with this. I'm gonna tell Richie about our conversation. And that he can't marry a woman like you.
I'm telling you now not to say anything to him about it. And if you do, I'll just deny it. Who's he gonna believe? His ugly hag sister or me? His beautiful young fiancé.
Why is that? Do you have something over him?
Of course not. Just, if he's going to marry me, he's going to have to take my word over anyone else's. Don't you worry your ugly little head about any of this. It'll be much easier if we just cooperate on this.
This hardly feels like cooperating.
Then think of it as doing me a favor. I want my wedding to be absolutely perfect. I've been picturing it in my mind since I met Richie. And it never included an ugly hag like you.
What makes you think I'm going to do you a favor when you keep calling me an ugly hag?
Oh, come on! Let me have this! When I'm happily married to my Richie, you won't hear from me again.
I have no idea what's going on in that head of yours to make you think anything about this is okay. And I'm not going to be the one to ruin my brother's wedding like this. I don't care what you think about me. He's my brother and he's going to want me there.
You just don't get it, do you? I don't want you there, so you won't be coming. I'm the bride. I'll get what I want or there'll be hell to pay. I don't want your horrible face in all my photos. Stay home. If you won't make up an excuse, I'll figure something out.
You're really not going to budge on this, are you?
No.
Fine. I'll figure something out.
So, what are you gonna do?
You'll find out sooner or later. Hey, Marky. I know you're busy with the bachelor party, but do you have a sec? Yeah, what's up? Have you talked to Richie about the wedding tomorrow? No, not really. We've been busy with other stuff.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Why? What's up? I just had a really weird conversation with Lana. It was super uncomfortable. Oh, I know what this is about. Wait, do you? How? Well, she was messaging me too, and she tried to get me not to come. Of course, I told her I'm going since I'm the best man. Why did she tell you not to come? She's my ex. What? Seriously? Yeah, we had a pretty terrible relationship. I tried to tell Richie about it, but he's head over heels for her. Well, that does explain some things, I guess. I didn't know you two dated, though. Yeah, it's sort of a long story. I met her at work, and she was all over me the moment she heard about my job. We dated for like 2 years, I think. I was about ready to propose to her and everything. Wow, really? Yeah, but apparently she got sick of me. It was a really messy breakup. I can imagine. What happened? Well, I found out that she had been cheating on me. She got really cold all of a sudden and started dodging my calls. I actually caught her cheating on me with Richie, believe it or not. What? Yeah, but this was before I knew him. We worked at the same company, but I didn't know who he was until I found out about the affair. I hated his guts at first, but I ended up working with him on a project and I got to know him. Weirdly enough, we actually became super good friends. She was terrible to me, though. The entire reason she went after Richie was because he made more than me. If you ask me, the only reason she's marrying Richie is for his money. I've tried to tell him, but the poor guy is really in love with the girl. God help him. Does he know you two dated? No. I tried to tell him more than once, but I couldn't stand breaking his heart like that. Yeah, I get what you mean. I don't think I could do it either. I guess it's a good thing you got rid of her. I feel bad for my brother, though. Yeah, I'm glad I broke up with her. She's a real piece of work. Sounds like she has a bad habit of bouncing from guy to guy. If you look up the word gold digger in the dictionary, you'll find a picture of her face next to it. I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah. I hope she can change her ways for Richie's sake at least. For sure. But I can't say I'm that confident she will. And, well, you should probably know something. Well, what? I'm pretty sure she stole from me before we broke up. What? I had taken out like $3,000 in cash to buy her a gift for our anniversary. But before I could go buy something with it, it disappeared. I'm like 90% sure she took it. Wow, that's awful. I mean, I wasn't that bothered at the time. I planned on using it to buy her something, so I figured if she took it and spent it, it was all the same. But yeah, big red flag. I'll say. I don't know why you would stay with her after that. Honestly, in retrospect, I'm not sure either. She's a handful even when she's not stealing from you. She's got really expensive taste too. I was making 6 figures when we were dating, and that was nowhere near enough. Richie makes a good bit more than I do, so she'll probably be satisfied. I guess she's finally found her acceptable lower limit for income for a potential husband. I guess so. So, not that it matters. But I am curious. What did she say to you? She told me she doesn't want me coming to the wedding. And she called me an old ugly hag. and said I should fake the stomach flu or something so I don't have to go. And after that, she wasn't going to speak to me again. Huh. Sounds just like her. Though I will say, this sounds a little bit above what I'm used to. She's pulled this kind of thing before, but this is more extreme than I've ever heard of. What are you gonna do? Well, I'm not gonna go to my brother's wedding. But if she's really this bad, I feel like I should at least try to say something. Maybe. I've tried 1,000,000 times though, and it's never worked. But you might be able to make something happen. You're his older sister. He'll listen to you. I hope so. I'll talk to him and see what I can do. I think I have an idea. I might even be able to get your money back too. You think? I'll get back to you in a little bit.
What did you do with Richie? He hasn't been texting me back. I told him to text me every 20 minutes. Did you tell him what I told you?
Oh, no. I think he's having a little chat with your ex.
My ex? Who? Mark? How do you know about Mark?
You mean Marky? Richie's best man? Of course I know him. He's my brother's best friend, after all.
Well, of course. But why did he tell you about me?
Because I'm friends with him too.
What did you say to him?
Well, quite a bit. But he was more than glad to tell me about everything you got up to when you two were dating. And he told me about your sticky fingers. He told me he had gotten $3,000 out of the bank to go buy you a nice gift for your anniversary. But before he could do that, it disappeared, and you were the only one who knew about it. I thought it might be nice of you to repay him. It was his money, even if he was going to spend it on you.
Wow, he really did tell you a lot, didn't he? He was always a chatty Kathy. Why do I care about any of that, though? It's ancient history. I don't care about any of it. But I do care about Richie. Where is he?
Well, he was at the hotel with his friends, but I'm pretty sure he's gone home by now. Not a lot of reason for them to stick around.
What do you mean? Why would they leave?
Why should they stick around if the wedding isn't happening? Seems like a waste of time and money.
What is going on? Why isn't it happening? Why hasn't anyone told me?
I'm not exactly sure. Maybe you should ask Richie. All I know is that they're saying it's all been canceled. Can't really have a wedding without all the trimmings and everything, though. And especially without a groom.
Why are you lying to me? Is this supposed to be a trick? Maybe you're confused. Did you think this was your wedding? Let me say it real simple so you'll get it. I marry Richie. You no marry anyone.
No, honey, I get what's happening. This is your wedding that's not happening. I would know. I'm the one who got you all the venues. Did my brother not tell you?
He told me that he had a family connection, which is why we were able to get the hall and the chapel for free.
Did he really not mention it? Huh. Rude thing to leave out. Maybe he knew you wouldn't like me.
Wait, what did he leave out?
I own the venue. I'm an event planner. I actually offered to plan your entire wedding, but for some reason, he told me that you were handling everything else.
So that's why you were at the chapel the other day. I thought it was weird you were there. I didn't know you owned it.
That I do. You really don't pay that much attention to what other people are saying. You just don't seem to care about anyone other than yourself, huh? Maybe if you had listened, you would have figured it out by now. I'm sure Richie and I talked about me doing him a favor by blocking out the space and getting him a deal on all the vendors.
Maybe, I guess. I thought your parents knew someone or something.
Nope, all me. I would think you might pay some attention to that kind of thing, since you're so worried about it being perfect.
I didn't really care whose venue it was. I just knew what I wanted. I don't care if it was owned by the devil.
Well, you seem to care now that it has to do with me. Surely I'm better than the devil.
You are! I mean, I think you are.
Thanks, I guess.
So what does this mean?
It means you're not getting married to Richie.
You're joking!
Nope, no jokes here.
You liar! You tricked him into breaking up with me.
Nope. In fact, I barely said anything. You did all the talking for me. I showed him our little chat. And then he and Marky had a little talk too. He didn't believe it at first, but once he had talked to both of us, it was hard for him to deny. It's one thing for just his best friend or even just his sister to object. But both? That was more than enough, really.
There's no way. How could you do this to me? I know I was sorta mean to you, but this is super harsh. You're ruining my life.
I'm not about to sit around and let you marry into my family and tear it apart from the inside out. Richie deserved to know about what you said to me and what you did to Marky. Once we talked, he said he couldn't believe he even considered marrying you. You really had him fooled there for a minute, though.
Don't be like this, Mary. I'm just stressed is all. You know, bridezilla and whatever. I didn't mean anything I said. I was just so stressed and I just needed it all to be perfect.
You seemed pretty content to cut me out of the wedding and never talk to me again.
No, I was just messing around. I really didn't mean anything I said. I was just feeling a little crazy. Come on, Mary. Us girls have got to stick together. These guys don't know what they're talking about.
You should consider a career in politics. You really can flip-flop with the best of them.
What?
It's not important. Anyway, I don't think it really matters what you say at this point. I'm not sure you're going to be able to convince Richie to take you back after everything he's found out. I'm pretty sure he's already blocked your number by now. I doubt you'll be able to get in contact with him. And even if you did, I doubt he'd be willing to talk.
No. Mary, you have to talk to him for me. He's not thinking straight. He's throwing all of this away. He's being way too hasty.
I think his mind is made up. At this point, I don't think either me or Marky could convince him to take you back. And if that's the case, well, I think your goose is pretty cooked.
We can still fix this. The wedding can still happen.
I'm not sure how much good a wedding will do you with only one participant. Unless you're planning on marrying yourself. And even if you did somehow convince him in some alternate universe where everything was backwards to marry you still, the decorations are already coming down and the caterers have been called off. Pretty sure the priest left early for his vacation too. The only thing left for you to do is return Marky the money you owe him. Once you do that, we can all just wash our hands of this nastiness and move on. Unless you're gonna skip out on that too. Like you did with Marky.
I'm not planning on skipping out on anyone. And I'll pay him back. I don't have a job right now.
That's unfortunate.
Well, I was going to live off Richie's salary.
Seems like that won't be happening. Better get looking for a job. Wouldn't want the police hearing about your little incident before you have the chance to make things right.
I'm so sorry. I really am. Please give me a chance to make this all up to all of you. Maybe I can come work for you?
Maybe. It's an interesting offer. But if you do work for me, I think it would have to be a bit of a different arrangement. I'd need to garnish your wages so you could pay back what you owe me as well.
What?
Well, I paid for the cake and a couple of other things out of pocket. It was originally supposed to be a gift for Richie, but he insisted that it be a loan. But I can't take his money now that it's not happening. I'm still out the cash, though. And now that the wedding's off, someone has to pay for it.
Are you serious?
I'm afraid so. But like I said, I'll just take it out of your earnings. Don't worry, I'll make sure you have enough left over to survive. I won't charge interest on what you owe either. For now, at least. But you never know. I'm a crazy old hag, after all. I might lose it and change my mind.
Fine.
Anyway, nice doing business with you. Have fun finding another man, gold digger. After that, Lana tried desperately to get back together with Richie. She called again and again, but could never get through. Richie was not even a little interested in speaking with her again, and ignored all her calls and texts. She even tried to contact him on all his socials, only for Richie to block her on one after the other. Mary was kind enough to take some pity on her and gave her a cleaning job, but she was careful to only schedule her shifts for times when she wouldn't be around. Richie was shocked and a little heartbroken, but moved on fairly quickly and found himself a new girlfriend within a few months. Him and Mary are even closer than they were before, and after this incident, he and Marky have grown even closer as well. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to see more.